Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bryce and today is Sunday, September 22nd. It is about 9:20 in the morning and I am heading into work. It is late September. Beans are coming out. For those of you that don't know, I work at a co-op, which is CHS if you haven't found out, whatever. But I mainly work in an elevator. And one of my favorite and really my only job in the fall is I run the scale and the probe and enter everything into the computer. I really take a liking to that. I like the pressure of it when everybody's coming in at once, and it's an easy job, but it is a very important job, and that's what they also like me to do around the facility. So it's just been me and a couple other guys around there this week and weekend. I also told them that the dog has to come with me on the weekends because I live by myself and that's a long time for River to be cooped up 10-12 hours in a kennel. And if it gets too long, I've talked to my buddy Aiden and I talked to his girlfriend, and she said that when she got home from work, she would come and get her and bring her to her place, and I would just pick her up when I came home. But on the weekends, River gets to come with me. She came with me yesterday, and she did pretty good. So we're gonna do it again today. Every morning, I always stop and feed my calves, so we're gonna do that. Morning, boys. Well, you guys tell me how they look. Good? Bad? In between? There they are. Getting big. Well, it is 10 to 10. I just drove down through the dumps just to make sure the doors were open and the legs were running. Peter and Jacob are already here. They came in a little early this morning to start transferring beans so we can keep up on that so we don't run out of room. And we got a couple trucks lined up already, so I'll go get set up in the office. All right, so I've made it to work here, and I've got 2 semis down there in the dump right now, plus 1 gravity wagon. It was pretty cool. I got in here, kind of got stuff organized and ready to go, and the probe was in the truck at 9:59, and then it flipped to 10 o'clock when I went to the other hopper, so opened right on time. So I guess a little later on, once I get situated and woken up a little bit more, I know it's 10 o'clock, but I had a late night last night. So once I get things cleaned up and organized a little more, I'll kind of take you through what goes on up here and just show you the basics of how it works. I know a lot of you guys haul into co-ops and maybe you guys have never seen it from this side. So I think it'd be really cool for you guys to see how it works from our point of view. Got the first truck dumped, weighed out and leaving. And there's one of our drivers, Ken. He's going out to actually a farmer's field to go haul straight out of the field here. So that's one thing that CHS offers. I don't know if other co-ops do this or not, but we actually send our own company drivers, company trucks out to growers' fields, and they will help bring the crop into the elevator. Of course, for a charge, it's not free, but just helps the farmer out if they got longer hauls or, a lot of scenarios happen, but that's just what Ken's going to do right now, and I believe Richard will be taking his truck out and doing the same thing. I know I said I'd wait till I woke up to show you this stuff, but I'm awake now because I'm excited to show you this stuff because I really love doing this job. This is my favorite thing to do in my job. Like, I do a lot of stuff here at work. This is my all-time favorite thing. So this is my counter right here. This is a control screen. So this can control pretty much everything around the elevator. So it has different screens. So this is set up on the receiving screen right now. We're only dumping in one pit, and I'll show you the camera screen later, just because it's slow. As soybeans pick up, we will start dumping in both pits. But as you can see, it's green, that means it's running. And then I'll go to the user screen. I know this looks really complicated, but that's what I first thought when I saw this, but it's actually really simple. You can pretty much just follow the lines and figure out what connects to what. Everything, this is a touch screen, so everything has start stop buttons on it. All these boxes here, these are your amp meters, so it tells you the amps, what we're running. So our big leg right now, which is our big tower out there, we're running our north pit leg right now. It's running 82 amps. It can go quite a bit higher than that, and then it is also feeding off of pit 2, which is at 54 amps. We also have a drying screen coming for corn harvest. So this will be the screen set up down in the dump down there where the dryer control panel is, and someone sits in there and monitors all that. But usually I have it set on here. I can see everything running, make sure everything's working. Like I said, if it's green, it's running. If it's red, it's off. It's a really cool system that they have here. So moving over, printer, settle down. Moving over, we have the printer, obviously. This is a speaker that we have outside so we can talk with the truck drivers outside, scale readout. This is a ticket computer where we enter everything in at. And this is new this year. We actually have cameras around the facility. And this is a camera I really like. I like to monitor the dump. I like to see which trucks are in which dump and the slower ones and which trucks descend to the next one. I don't want them backed up on one dump if one dump's open. So this is really cool to watch. Another thing that we added this year is a stoplight outside. So after I probe them, and I have their weight, I can hit 1, 2, or 3 to send them to a pit, and that has been working out really good. I really like that. And then moving further this way, we have the probe. So here's another screen that I can watch for the probe, which is right outside there. Pretty simple to use. I'm sure I'll show you later. And then this right here is for sending my samples back into the next truck. So on a good day of corn harvest, you can have up to over 150, 200 trucks in here a day. That's a lot of ice cream pails of corn out of each truck or wagon. So what we do is we put it in here, and I'm able to blow it back out into the next truck as it comes in, so we don't end up with a garbage can of corn in here at the end of the day. So with the probe, we have hoses on the probe, so that's like a vacuum. So that's gonna go into the truck and suck up, and it's gonna come through the hoses here into this little collection jar here. Once it's in here, I'll flip this up. Beans will come into my trusty old taped up ice cream pail here. I'll then take that, dump it into the moisture tester. That'll do its thing, and this will automatically pull the grades into the computer, so I don't need to enter that in. Then when that's done, I'll pull the sample out, dump it in here, and then pull this lever up, go down in there, and then once I'm ready to dump this into the next truck, there's just a button here I gotta push, and it'll blow it back out into the next truck as I'm probing it. I will show you the probing process a little later. I got a couple buddies that are hauling in here today, so I'll video on their trucks. I don't want to hold any of these other guys up. I still have to do my job, and I don't want to make anybody wait just a little bit longer, but I'll make them wait. They can complain all they want, but that's the price they pay for being in my YouTube video. I just absolutely love this camera system we have. It's going to be very helpful. And another cool thing that I do here outside of harvest season is, so everything that comes into the elevator here comes in on wheels and leaves on wheels. So outside of harvest, we're loading trucks and hauling it all out. And that all takes place down on the other side of that building. And so we call that the old pit because that is where all the grain used to come in. And so these are our camera for our loadout system. So this would be our bean loadout bin. And then this is our corn loadout bin. So we sit down there in the office out of the dust, and we have a controller down there. We just flip a switch and it opens the gate, and we can load trucks right on the scale down there and send them on their merry way. Another camera that we put up is our scale plate reader, which if I miss the plate when they come on the scale, I can just click over to this camera, read the license plate, and then I'm able to enter that into the computer. So that saves time for me running out the door, looking at the plate, running back in. This is very helpful and efficient. Well, look who's here. Here's Aiden in his fancy schnazzed up truck. So we'll fire up the probe here, and you can just watch on the camera. And now I'll hit my button. And it's blowing it back into the truck. So Aiden's been around and dumped. Now he's coming up to weigh up empty. And I'm gonna hit print. And we have an outside ticket printer. So he's gonna reach out and grab his ticket. All right, so it is 11:02 now. Got a truck leaving right now. And I wanna show you how many trucks we've dumped in 1 hour. So we have a pit monitor that tells us every bushels of bean that comes in, corn, and outgoing bushels of corn or beans. Obviously today we're bringing in beans, that's the only thing on here. So we've had 10 trucks or wagons come in, and we have dumped 7,509 bushel in 1 hour. So we'll see how many we get by the end of the day. I had a little over 40,000 bushels of beans in yesterday. That was a pretty good day, but we'll just have to see where we end up. It's about 11:15 here now, so time to make something to eat. Haven't had breakfast, so this should tide me over for a while. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, so it's about 2 o'clock here now. Beans have been coming in pretty steady. Dog's all riled up right now. But I'm gonna show you another thing that I do when I'm up here. So I showed you earlier the printer. So this prints out my copy of the ticket. It also prints out the truck driver's copy of the ticket. So this is something we need to keep for, I believe, 6 or 7 years. We need to keep this paperwork. But before I put it in the box, I have to scan all of this stuff over to the accounting side. So then after all the paperwork is scanned, I fold it in half and I put it into a big banker's box, we call it. And then when the box gets full, we label it what the last number of the ticket was, and then we got to keep that, and then we just open a new box and fill that one up. I'm not going to show that process just because that has all of the grower's information and stuff on there. Don't need to show that part. All right, everybody, so it is about 10 to 6 here now. I don't know if I showed in the video earlier that I had it posted we were closing at 5. Well, with the volume of trucks we had coming in, I extended it to 6. And we're going to have pretty close to the same amount of bushels we had yesterday. Got 2 trucks down there dumping right now. I see one more is around in the corner, and then one more for sure coming that just called. So it's a pretty easy, laid back job. Got the TV going back there, and yeah, it's been a good day. All right, it is now about 6:45. I just left the elevator. Everything's shut down and locked up. We dumped more beans today in 8 hours than we did yesterday when we were open for 11 hours. So harvest is definitely ramping up, and we're gonna start seeing some longer hours. So it's getting exciting. I hope you enjoyed the quick little video today. We dumped just over 41,000 bushel. So we're seeing the grain come in, and I just love it. I love this time of year. I still plan to take a couple weekends off this fall and help Dad on the farm. I really enjoy doing that as well. But yeah, like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you want to see more, and we'll see you next time.